Hi, everyone. Welcome again. Another episode, Coffee and No Code. I'm Gary Hoberman, CEO founder for Unqork. This is going to be a fun episode, as all the other ones have been, of course, but this one especially because I'm brought here with a lot of guests from Unqork. And just specifically, this summer, we kicked off an intern program, as we have in the past. Our first intern program, 2017, Ryan Francis, intern number one, only intern, and an employee here still with us after he graduated Carnegie Mellon University. The interns that we have each summer have been absolutely incredible, and this class, no exception. We've had almost 30 interns this summer working with us across top universities and schools. More importantly, it's what they got accomplished this summer, which really impresses me. I mean, I remember my internship back in the day. I was interning at New York City Economic Development Corporation. And I would take any job I could at that point, and I was actually a system administrator. The best part of the internship was at one point they said, go in the back room and pick anything you want from the software catalog that you want to learn. And I picked Visual Basic. It was Visual Basic 1.0. So I am definitely dating myself here now. And it was something which I loved and jump-started a visual designer career back then. This was 1993 or so, a long time ago. And with that, it basically set me in motion. And what I loved about the internship myself was being uncomfortable, which is where you learn. And what you're going to see today is something pretty incredible. So our interns over the summer have been given real assignments, real projects, working on real client initiatives, a lot of stress, and learning how to create software that's future-proof without code. With that, we don't let them actually just sit out there and try to learn something themselves. We give them real things, and we assign mentors to help them do this. It's a journey they should be learning. It's a journey where when they come out, we're hoping those that match up with us join us as full-time employees, as other interns last year have. And with that, I'm going to just quickly ask Sarah to do her intro first. So Sarah is one of our top employees here helping mentor these classes and interns in one group. The reason why we have a group here in front of us is in their intern presentations last week, this presentation stood out to me as something which was absolutely solving a real pain point, and what the team did was incredible. Now, while all the internship programs were amazing I sat through, it was incredible what I saw people doing. This one stood out in how it actually solves pain points that I sit around dinner tables and hear people talk about, as you're going to see. So with that said, Sarah, if you could do your intro first. And
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Gary. So Sarah Atkinson here. I'm a client manager on the client partners team focusing in financial services and specifically asset management, and was very happy and proud to help mentor these three incredible women this summer with in partnership with two other teams at Unqork with Odile and Logan, who are also excellent mentors and leaders. And as Gary said, we really just gave them an open-ended prompt to make them uncomfortable to go out and solve a challenge using Unqork. And this is what they came up with, and I'll let them take it away and tell you all about it.
Thanks, Sarah. And with that, I'm going to do one introduction. So this is the first summer that I myself had an intern, and Ben is going to introduce himself in a second, but Ben was that intern. And what that meant was Ben basically got a lot of uncomfortable situations he could probably tell you about. So one of those pretty recently, in the middle of a presentation to a client and a bunch of clients, I said, Ben, why don't you take it over from me for a second here and take it away? So, and he did an incredible job, unexpected as it was for him, I'm sure. But Ben, if you could do your introduction, let's get started here and share what the team built. Let's go.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Gary, for the introduction and for everything you've done this summer. It's really been an amazing experience working with you and the rest of the team here. So we can kick off. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to our LinkedIn Live event. As Gary said, my name is Ben. I'm a rising senior at Harvard studying computer science with software engineering experience at Microsoft and Bridgewater. I've spent this summer as a strategy intern at Unqork, and I'm really excited to help share some of the amazing work that three of our other interns have done this summer. So let's start quickly with an overview of Unqork. Unqork is the no-code application platform built for the enterprise. You can build enterprise-grade software on a single platform without having to write a single line of code. And you can do that all 3 times faster, 3 times cheaper, and with 600 times fewer bugs. And today we're going to show you just that. In a bit, I'm going to introduce Karina, Abby, and Kiana, who after only 1 week of training and 3 weeks of development time, are going to show you a fully functioning legal suite that they built in Unqork with document management and a client portal for immigration visa applications. And I think this project shows off two of the main benefits of working with Unqork. First is the people and the teams at the company, and second is the platform itself. So starting with the people, this project is a collaboration between the client partners, sales engineering, and go-to-market product teams. At Unqork, our client partners are industry experts with tremendous experience who help ensure that we're correctly tailoring applications to how they'll actually be used by our customers. Our sales engineers take that business information and then are the bridge to our technical outcomes, building proof points in our pre-sales process to show clients the power of Unqork. And our go-to-market product team makes sure that everything we build is extensible, and that once it's built, it can be used and reused by everyone. With the knowledge from these three teams, we're able to show off the creation of an application that fits the specific needs of law firms and can easily be customized and extended to impact even more users down the line. Finally, the platform itself, which is amazing. Because not only were Karina, Abby, and Kiana able to build this product so quickly and efficiently, but because it's built using Unqork, it comes with a lot of really important advantages. So as with everything that's built using the Unqork platform, there is no legacy created at all. What that means is that there's no code sitting around that needs to be maintained and updated. It's completely future-proof. And as new technologies become available, Unqork will automatically make the updates behind the scenes without customers even knowing that's happening. And just because this solution was built in Unqork, it's starting with the same scalability as the system that handles every marriage application in New York City, the same security as the system that Goldman Sachs trusts with its data, and the same reliability as the systems that health centers are using to handle life and death cases. So we are really excited about the impact that this solution will have to streamline business processes at law firms. And now I'm going to hand it over to Karina, Abby, and Kiana to introduce themselves, talk about the work they've been doing this summer, and then jump right into a live demo to show you the legal suite that they've built in Unqork.
Hi, everyone. We are so excited to share this legal suite that we built together this summer. Specifically, we built a document management and client portal for the immigration visa application process. But of course, since this was built on Unqork, this application and legal suite can be abstracted for any of your company's technological needs, not just for this specific use case. My name is Karina. I'm a senior at Brown studying computer science, and I've previously worked at McKinsey and as a software engineer. I'm on the client partners team.
Hi, everyone. I am Abby Drucker. I am a rising junior at Cornell University, and I am on the sales engineering team this summer.
Hey, everyone. My name is Kiana Afshar. I am a senior at UC Berkeley, and I'm on the GTM Product Ops team.
This is a brief overview of our agenda. We'll share our initial user research, the legal suite through a live demo, and then discuss integrations and reusability. So this summer, our goal was to discover a brand new vertical where Unqork has yet to operate, and we wanted to solve real problems. That's how we landed on the legal space. Today, lawyers use a range of technology. Some lawyers primarily use paper. They print out client documents and then sort them into filing cabinets. Most lawyers have used the same tech that they've used for the last 20 to 30 years, primarily using Outlook to communicate and send documents. Other law firms use practice management platforms to manage issues, matters, and cases. But what's missing? We started interviewing lawyers and their clients, and we asked, what are your major pain points? What do you think is the most repetitive? What's the most prone to error? What are the most frustrating tasks for you? And where does existing legal tech fall short? Through this user research, we realized that existing legal tech often overlooks the client perspectives. Clients are asking their attorneys for updates and for documents, and this often breaks attorneys' workflow and concentration because they want to respond promptly to their clients. Attorneys are also sending new documents and frequently requesting changes and signatures to those documents. And of course, attorneys at firms of all sizes complained about the issue management and billing process as well. So this summer, in 3 short weeks with one full-time sales engineering intern, we built a legal suite that addressed these core problems. First, we built a client portal where clients can easily see a summary view, their documents. They can easily schedule meetings with their attorneys as well. There's also a secure chat functionality to reduce email volume. Next, we built a document management application where documents can be requested, signed, edited, and easily changed without back and forth emails. We built these two big apps and we thought through additional extensions to the legal suite. The new client onboarding app would let users fill out questionnaires, share sensitive documents, preferences, and payment information. The issue management application automates the basic tasks for issue opening and closing, which attorneys often have to do 2 or 3 of these for every single day. Lastly, on existing time entry applications, at the end of the workday, lawyers will manually enter how they spent every 10th or quarter hour. There's no autofill, and this process can take up to half an hour at the end of an 8-hour workday. This is very manual, even though it's through software or online. So our app would integrate with the attorney's Outlook, email, and calendar to generate automated daily time entry reports, which can be used to generate invoices. All of these applications built on Unqork would lead to a combined 4 to 6 hours saved every week for lawyers, which directly translates to $60,000 to $120,000 a year saved per lawyer. So we wanted these applications to have a practice focus, so we chose immigration law. Specifically, we wanted to focus on the immigration visa application process. And there's 3 major roles who have their major pain points. First, in the current visa application process, when an employee uploads a document, there may be undetected errors when they send it back to HR. The HR manager will spend a lot of time sifting through emails and collecting all the documents before sending it off to the attorney. These are also sensitive documents. So some of the employees we interviewed did not feel comfortable sharing these via email. Lastly, when an attorney notices there's an error, they submit this change request to the HR, who then forwards it to the employee, who forwards it back to the HR manager, and then back to the attorney. This might happen 3 or 4 times for every document. And this cycle can be repeated for up to 30 different documents that might be needed for the visa application process. So through our new design, through a client portal and document management system, this process reduces a lot of the friction and saves firms time. First, a document checklist and dashboard lets everyone see document statuses and what's missing. In the document management system, documents can be quickly changed and re-uploaded. If there's an error, attorneys can directly leave comments, which employees can immediately see. There's also automated notifications and reminders. So today, in our demo, we'll share a homepage. We'll share the attorney, HR, and employee document dashboards where all the documents can be seen. We'll also share the attorney dashboard where attorneys can see all their clients and companies. The HR dashboard also shows all the employees that the HR manager works with. We want to highlight a few things about the Unqork platform. First, Unqork is built for customization. Any law firm or company can build applications that meet their design needs. Next, companies can build custom charts and dashboards in minutes without a single line of code, simply by dragging and dropping modules, which is exactly what we did. In the Unqork decision model, rules engine, and workflow make it easy to integrate complex logic into these applications. Communications are streamlined through comments and automated emails. And lastly, at Unqork, RBAC permissioning can be integrated, so only certain profiles have access to certain information. So next, Abby will be sharing a live demo and showing us all the power of Unqork.
Thank you so much, Karina. Hi, everyone. Again, I am Abby, and I am going to be walking you through our visa document management application and portal. So as Karina mentioned, our flow starts with the HR manager, as they are the liaison between the company's employee and the company's immigration attorney. So if the HR manager was to log in with their username and password, they were given 2 options. First, they can view their employee dashboard. This allows the HR manager to view all company employees who are applying for visa applications. You'll notice that we have KPIs as well as charts here, and in Unqork, we have the ability to aggregate all of our data to display these features in different ways. So we have the different accounts by the visa type, as well as the account statuses, and how many accounts are pending HR approval. We have the different accounts below with the statuses over here, as well as the ability to view additional information and information about the documents. Coming back to the login page, we can start a new application for any employee who is starting to apply for a visa, and this will kick off our back-end workflow. So here, the HR manager will fill out all company information required by the immigration attorney. We have a company drop-down list for any company who is using our application. So by clicking on the company information, it will autofill all of these fields, which is very important in streamlining and making this process a lot faster for each HR manager, because this information is generally the same for every account. The HR manager will fill out any other information here, as well as the employee's first and last name, and upload any other documents that are required for the immigration services by the attorney. Once we click submit, the HR manager will be done with their section of this application process, and an email will be sent to the employee letting them know that it is their turn to continue. If we come back to the HR manager's dashboard and refresh it, we will notice that the total number of accounts will change from 12 to 13. I just want to note that we have dynamic KPIs as well as dynamic charts, and our account has automatically been released to the rest of this dashboard below with a status saying request sent to employee. Coming over to our email, we will view this email seeing as the employee that there is a link to continue this process. Now, the employee will be able to fill out all information required by the attorney's checklist that involves every aspect of the information required minus the documents. Because the document management process is so tedious and lengthy, we decided to have the employee fill required information here only, and then have them upload all of their documents later on, so this process can move along quickly and documents are all in the same place. We have auto-filled all this information corresponding to this user. However, it is also able to be edited if anything is incorrect. We can also use anything that involves addresses, so if they need to input where they will be residing in the United States, they will be able to use this component, which is an address component with a built-in Google Maps API, to automatically select their address and autofill these fields. They will select whether or not they have dependents, click submit, and this will send an email to the attorney letting them know that it is their turn to continue with this process. So coming back to our email, we now receive an email as an attorney with a link to continue. As the attorney, we can view the company's information, as well as the applicant's information, so that the attorney can properly review all of this information so they know what type of visa is appropriate. So as the attorney, we may say, well, because this employee is applying to a job in the United States based in a New York state company, that they are most eligible for an H-1B visa. So they will come down to here and select H-1B. By doing so, they will be able to select the other associated documents with this visa. By doing so, they will be able to send this document over to the document dashboard, where the employee will be able to access all documents required for uploading. We also have links for the attorney to access, as well as instructions for these links if they need it for their reference, if they need a new copy, or for any other reason. We have them easily accessible. We have documents that are normally required for every visa, such as passport and resume, auto-selected, as well as this question about dependents that is selected to yes because the employee filled out that they already have dependents. This shows up more documents for the attorney to select if need be for this application. Now we confirm our selections. By doing so, this allows the attorney to send all of the selected unique set of documents to this specific employee's document dashboard, so they have a unique and really easily visual set of documents to upload later on. Once we click OK, as the attorney, we can leave any notes for HR if necessary, if anything is of concern or needs reminding, and we click submit, and the HR manager will receive an email to continue this process. Coming back to the HR manager's dashboard, and if we refresh it, we will notice that the status continues to change. So this allows the HR manager to know that it is their turn to continue with this process, as we have requests sent to HR. Coming back to the email, the HR manager will have received a link to this next part of the process. And they will be directed to an H-1B visa questionnaire because the attorney selected H-1B visa. If they had selected a different type of visa, such as an L-1A, they would be redirected to an L-1A specific questionnaire. And this is done via a gateway in the back end of our workflow. So to quickly show you, this is our back-end workflow canvas, and this allows us to distinguish between the different RBAC roles. So we have the HR manager, the attorney, and the employee all within our easily accessible roles back here, as well as the ability to use a gateway to determine, depending on what is selected in this previous section, what screen to go to next. And the workflow is a very easy way to create a very complex flow completely visually. So returning back to this next part of the application process, the HR manager will fill out these questions specific for H-1B visas that will auto show more fields if necessary, depending on how they are answered. So they may require more explanation. Continuing on, the HR manager can finish up this process by reviewing all of the information from the company, applicant, and attorney, and they can view any notes left for them by the attorney as well. They can also send notes to the employee or to the attorney via SendGrid if anything is of concern. Once they click Submit, this application process is complete to create the account, and the employee will receive an email as well as be able to log in to view their document dashboard and begin uploading documents. So now if we log in as the employee, if they put their username and password, we can log in and we will be able to access this specific employee's document dashboard. We have all the information about the account over here, and we see all the documents below that are required for uploading. So to begin the uploading process, we can browse through our libraries, select a document, and open it up. When we click Save, the status will change to Uploaded, letting the attorney know that this document is ready for review. Coming to the attorney side and refreshing the page, they will notice the new account that is ready for reviewing. This page looks a lot like HR's dashboard. However, you'll notice that the total number of accounts is greater, as well as there are other charts. This is because the HR manager will only have accounts for the employees at their company. However, the attorney may be working for multiple companies, so they will have clients from a variety of different companies. So we have the accounts by company, as well as the other charts seen prior. We have the account over here that we've been dealing with the company name, visa type, and status. And we can also view the applicant's information that we filled out prior from the workflow and the company's information. Coming over to this document section, they will notice that the status has changed to uploaded so they can review this document. We can approve or reject this document, and the status will change to approved or rejected. If we approve it, the progress bar will increase, and this will allow the employee, HR manager, and attorney to all see how far along in this process the employee is and how much further they still have to go. We also see the status has changed to approved, and the attorney can leave a comment below. If something was wrong, they could leave a comment about the resume. They could also leave comments letting them know things in advance, like please upload in color. Add the comment, and it will show below for the employee to see. This is a very easy way for the attorney and the employee to communicate about these documents without sending emails back and forth. If we come back to the employee side and refresh it, we will see everything has updated the same way, and it is very easy to communicate that in that sense. Another way to communicate is by scheduling meetings, and we notice from our user research that the employee and the attorney do not have any form of communication that is very transparent. So using Outlook, we have integrated using the power of Unqork to connect to Microsoft Outlook's endpoint to schedule a meeting through Outlook to directly connect to each user's calendar. So if we do this quickly, you can create a calendar event, and this will let everyone know who is involved in this process that there is a calendar event to schedule a meeting, and this allows for a very transparent and easy process for this form of communication. So coming over to the calendar, we can refresh the page, and we will view that this is already shown in our calendar. So lastly, the attorney can also use a questionnaire builder if there is anything that is missing from this employee's information. So if they need any files or any other information, we want to make sure there are no loopholes, and they can either create a questionnaire from scratch or using a template to make sure they have all the information required from the employee for immigration services. So just to recap and to finish up, I have shown you our new application workflow process, which gathers all required information for the immigration attorney and allows for all three users to be involved in the process. I showed both HR and attorneys' dashboards with dynamic KPIs, charts, and view grids, allowing for a neat and easily accessible portal to view all of the applicants' accounts. I also showed you the employees document dashboard, which is accessible by all three personas to allow for a centralized place for all documents to be managed and uploaded with easy communication between the employee and attorney if something is of concern. Our application is enhancing transparency through this difficult, tedious, and time-consuming process with its centralized features and easy communication. Thank you so much, and I'm going to pass it off to Kiana to talk about reusability and integrations.
Hey, Abby, thanks so much. So integrations were a really important part of expanding our product's functionality. And we found while collecting user research that most of the lawyers we spoke to used Outlook. So we pursued a calendar integration that allowed users to schedule appointments between legal, HR, and new hires. We used SendGrid to allow lawyers and HR folks to send automated reminders and status comments to new hires when they need them to complete a certain step of the process, along with other ad hoc email functionality. Scheduling things can take a lot of back and forth emailing, so implementing this saves a lot of billable time for legal. And the great thing about Unqork is that once you've completed this integration, it's available to anyone building on the Unqork platform. So a bit of background on Marketplace. The Unqork Marketplace is a unified one-stop shop of no-code assets ranging from pre-configured software snippets to pre-built integrations that help orgs discover and implement enterprise functionality built by our tech partners and creators. So through the use of Marketplace snippets, we are able to reduce the amount of config work required for fast delivery. And as you can see, some of our more advanced snippets like Dynamic View Grid and Paginated Dashboard saved us 18 and 6 hours respectively. The reusability was a huge plus for our config time and saved us 43 hours and 30 minutes in total, or over a week's worth of work. And these can be leveraged across any application to save time on config. When creating an application with Unqork, you have the ability to incorporate any CSS style sheet on top of your application to have a design that's in line with your brand's color palette. And as part of the configuration of our Visa document management application, we've used an internal CSS style sheet called Productization, which comes with pre-made UI snippets that are really easy to implement to deliver a modern application very quickly. So here's an example of productization style that we used in our solution with UI snippets. So on this page, we used pills for status, KPIs, and headers to create a really easily readable, styled user experience. And we as interns were able to create a demoable product with zero front-end help. The library is self-service. It minimizes config time to create an intuitive, familiar UI. And because they're reusable, they can be used across multiple projects anywhere at Unqork. That wraps up our project. Thanks so much for listening.
So first thing I have to say, I thought I was going to be jumping in the whole time, but I was kind of mesmerized for a second time of seeing this. So Sarah, I got to ask, as an intern, would you be able to do what these interns just did? The answer for me was no. I was like, there's no way in the world I'd be able to speak the way they actually present and thoroughness and accurate across the board. But Sarah, what were you like as an intern? I got to ask.
I think these ladies are, mature beyond their years and very, very impressive. I will say, I think part of the magic of Unqork is that you can come in having limited technology experience and build something like this within weeks. And it's not just a plug for Unqork. I genuinely believe in it. And we saw it for these three girls in terms of what they created. But I was probably not as great as these girls are today.
Yeah, me neither. That's amazing. And just I keep thinking the use case you built, it's the first legal use case I've seen, which is why it's fascinating for us. We haven't had a client come and say, come build this and help us build it. But in reality, it's very much like institutional onboarding in a bank, going back and forth between email and Outlook and actually questions. It's like retail onboarding, wealth management, or consumer onboarding in a bank, or life insurance, opening up a life insurance policy between the broker, the individual, and the manufacturer, or distribution, a way we're working with a company like Marsh and changing the way insurance is actually distributed and sold. But just incredible job, Ben. Amazing introduction. All I kept thinking the whole time was, we have a lot of equity analysts, the best in the world, that reach out to us and say, educate us on Unqork, and tell us about why is Unqork the only company going to be there in the future. And I actually don't think I need to go to it. If the four of you actually went, I would feel really confident you would cover all the points and be able to do it, which is amazing. So this team is really incredible here, and I appreciate being with us for the summer, and amazing job here, amazing job presenting today, and it's just phenomenal. Thank you. Thanks everyone for your time today. Thank you. Looking forward for another